I love my New York Giants. This is Giants Corner, hosted by yours truly, Hall of Fame worthy. Like I always say, I'm not an analyst or anything like that. I just love my New York Giants. And since I love my New York Giants, let's talk about it. Week number 8. Wow. Playing against the Steelers, we end up going 2-6. Tough loss. Seems like lately it's been all tough losses. You want to start off with just saying that, the defense was there. It played solid. Bend don't break all game. The only touchdown, they allowed one touchdown and then another touchdown on a punt return by whoever they punt return was. But he returned a punt and scored a touchdown also. Wide receiver Pickens got in the end zone for a touchdown. But we fought back. And the defense, for the most part, played its part. As for the last weeks, I don't know how many, 5. The defense has been there all season. They gave up some bonehead plays, but still, they've been there. They lead the league in sacks. We have the #1 defensive tackle. He leads the league in sacks. That's unheard of. It's usually the defensive lineman on the outside that's getting the sacks, but our interior defensive lineman is there and he's leading the league in sacks, which is incredible. Shout out to Sexy Dexy, pause and all that, but shout out to Sexy Dexy. Azeez was there yesterday. He had 2 sacks. Brian Burns for a sack. Dexter Lawrence was in there first, but he kind of got away from Dexter Lawrence. Brian Burns ended up getting the sack. Couple of good plays. Even at the end of the game, they stripped the ball from Wilson, made him fumble, and they kept us in the game. They kept us in the game the whole time. Our running back, I think that's our new #1. He has to be. Tyrone Tracy, my fourth, shout out to Motor. Understand he's supposed to be our #1, but we found the gem in Tyrone Tracy. He's incredible. He had 145 and a TD last night, 145 yards. In a bad game that was like that, we was moving the ball, for the most part. Tyrone Tracy with some big runs, some crazy penalties, especially the one that was let go on. It was an almost touchdown due to the tight end, but they called a illegal motion or saying Neighbors wasn't set on the play. That was a touchdown, but they called that back. Also, all these flags that they was throwing, we had penalties. We had a lot of penalties. I'm trying to win a game, that can't happen, but they missed the call when the Neighbors was going down the sideline, and they were, I guess him and the cornerback was hand checking or whatever, but the cornerback clearly grabbed Neighbors' hand. I'm not saying that's why we lost the game, but if y'all want to keep throwing refs, y'all want to keep throwing flags, why don't y'all try to get every call? Especially while we driving. That's a play that would have got us closer to the end zone. And that was a big play. That wasn't even called. But we had a lot of penalties last night. A lot of penalties in that Steelers game. Too many. And if we're trying to win games, them penalties has to stop. We got a big game coming up against Washington. I don't know how big. I don't know if our season's over. Yeah, I think our season's over. Our season's not over. But 9 times out of 10, it is over. But we still want to win games. I'm sorry. I still want to win games. I still want to beat Washington. I feel the first game we played Washington, in Washington, we could have beat them there if we had any type of kicker. Slade was nice yesterday. He had 100 yards. Neighbors with his regular, touchdowns, but he had 70, 71 yards. It all comes down to this though. And I don't want to, we have a lot of things wrong with our offense. Our offensive line still needs help. Our best offensive lineman, He went down a couple of weeks ago. It was looking good, but it's been, these last 2 weeks has been crazy, especially missing Thomas. I understand we got a lot of problems, and we have a lot of problems, but one of our main problems, and I'm like, it's crazy because I respect the guy. I want to see the guy win. I do. But this, for the DJ yesterday made some incredible throws, but he missed some also. He hit Slayton for a long bomb. The first long bomb he threw to Slayton was nice. I like that. But there was a play on a 3rd down where he clearly had to release the ball, and he released it too late and almost got Slayton killed. Another play where is he supposed to slide the protection over? Coach just was on the press conference saying that DJ was upset. He forgot to slide the tight end over to help on that strip sack where they sacked us, where they sacked DJ and they stripped the ball and they got the ball back for the Steelers. You gotta block Watt. And if DJ, you know that you're supposed to slide the protection over, get that tight end to that side to help Illuminor or whatever that offensive lineman, you know he needs help, whatever his name is, get the right protection over there. That's what a quarterback's supposed to do. And also, and we got a chance to tie the game, do not always throw to your first read. That interception was to your first person you saw when the tight end popped open, wide open. You threw it to the right side of the field when the tight end popped open. We shared the post. He popped open. You're supposed to hit him, and it wouldn't have been an interception. Your decision making, DJ, I said it last week, it just has to be better. Sometimes you look like a good quarterback, sometimes. But these decisions that you make, I don't know. I'm a DJ supporter. I want to root for you, but I seen enough, and it's probably not your fault. You probably burnt out. You've been hit too much behind a bad offensive line. When we had a bad offensive line, we still got one, but at least the first couple of weeks it was better than what it has been. But maybe you behind that, your mind is like burnt out from playing behind that line all these years and taking all them sacks, and maybe you shell shocked. I don't know. It's like I think you had enough. Honestly, as a Giants fan, speaking for a lot of Giants fans, I think we had enough too. I think we need to move on from this quarterback after this year. Let the year play out. Coach say you're gonna start. You're still starting. You're gonna start against Washington. That's fine. We want to see. Let's win, and maybe you can set it up to whereas maybe you will start for us next year if you start doing good, or maybe you could start for another team somewhere else. But as a Giants fan, I have seen enough, and I mean, I want you to win. I want to root for you, and I understand you're not our only problem. But in the Steelers game, you got to call that protection over there to double Watt. Call that protection over there. Maybe the strip sack wouldn't happen, or that late interception wouldn't have happened. Just think that we need to move on, and say if you start doing better, hopefully we get to pick a quarterback first round next season coming up in this upcoming draft. It's sad to say. I want to root for you, DJ. Like, we got how many? I don't know how many more games left. We got 8 more games left. That late game interception was a little bit too much. You threw the ball high, and it just skipped over his hands and then into the defender's hand. Not sure why you just go through your reads. Go through your reads. Go through your progressions. Go through your progressions. And that tight end popped. He was there. Wide open field. Wide open. It is what it is. DJ, let's try to get a win versus Washington. You are starter, so unfortunately I have to root for you. And I know you're not the only problem. That offensive line needs a lot of help now that Thomas is down. And our defense is always keeping us in the game. Big shout out to our defense for always keeping us in the game. They let up for some plays, but our defense is always keeping us in the game. It's time for our offense to step up, make big plays, make big play after big play, and late in games when the games are close. It's time for the offense to make these big plays and keep the drives going, and let's get in the end zone. Another home game coming up. You know how DJ and these Giants do in these home games, but hopefully DJ breaks the streak of no touchdowns in a home game. Hopefully he throws like 3 touchdowns this home game versus Washington. These penalties, sacks allowed, turnovers is what's killing us. It's killing us big time. We just got to get over that hump. Our defense is playing so-so. They're number 1 in the league in sacks. I don't want to spend too much time on that. I know, we lost. Now 2-6. Season looking done. But we still gonna win some games. I don't know how would that help us in the draft, but I still want to win some games. I ain't gonna say on my platform I want us to tank. I don't. It's where we fall in the draft, that's where we pick, and it is what it is. But the coach ain't going nowhere, the GM ain't going nowhere after this season. And I didn't want the coach to go anywhere. I was kind of tight at the GM for letting Barkley go. Our GM has done a good job drafting the rookies, and we had the top rookie class in this past draft that passed. So it's looking up for us. Big shout out to the defense. Let's keep on grinding. Coach, keep on calling them plays. DJ, you got to step up. Let's get this dub versus Washington. This is Giants Corner. I am Hall of Fame worthy. Peace till next time, man.